Hey guys, Sledgehammer70 here, and tonight I want to touch on a topic that is an area that I've never done before. I have always hired someone to do this for me, for my vehicles, and sometimes I've worked with people who have done really good, and sometimes I've worked with people who just did a terrible job. And that comes to polishing your vehicle. Now, I've waxed, I've cleaned, I've done all sorts of things to my vehicle. I've sealed it, I've H2O coated it, protected it, whatever. There's so many different things that I've done, and I've learned how to properly apply across the board. And but the one thing I just have never done is polishing. And I would love to know your guys' thoughts below on this, because I'm sure some of you guys out there have really gone to the extra 10 steps to detail your own car across the board. And this is really something new for me, and something I'm gonna take on and do, and I wanna share with you guys like my learning experience and how I kind of overcame my fear, because honestly, the reason why I've always hired someone to do my polishing on my vehicle is I have just been tremendously fearful that I will completely screw up my clear coat. And I think it's a valid scare or risk, but then again, it's like, I've worked on a motor, I've broken parts, I've broken pieces, I've lived and learned. Probably not as much as a lot of you guys out there who have been working on cars forever. I still have things to learn. I don't know everything out there, and I wanted to bring you guys along with this process. So with that being said, I have talked and contacted a lot of the guys that I've either worked with to polish my car that I trust. I also talked with a guy who has done a lot of polishing, and that's like all he does. I went to my local place, SoCal Wax Shop, talk with them a little bit about the best ways to polish your vehicle, and showed them some of the areas on the car that I wanted to touch up, because there's a couple key areas that have fine scratches that just happened in transit. And then also there's a spot on one of the lines on the hood, and you probably can't see where I'm pointing, but it's literally the front line coming this way, that there's just a flat spot. Like, it looks like something was drug across the hood in that one spot, and it's dull. Like, it just needs to be polished. You can see that flat spot right in there. That's what I'm gonna polish. So I decided to take it on my own, and I want to learn. So I purchased a few products, and if you guys are following me, if you guys are following me on Instagram, you've probably seen a lot of the pictures that I've been posting from the products that I've received from Adams Polishes. Now, yes, I know Adams Polishes is probably on the more expensive side from what a lot of people want to spend, but from everyone I've been talking to, even my guy at SoCal Wax Shop, the company that Adams gets their polishes from, and even my SoCal guy, are the same one. They just do different colors, or they follow, like Adams does like the color correction copy, so it's like depending what you're doing or the product you're using, it matches up with their towels and their buffers and all that kind of stuff. So my SoCal Wax Shop guy says it's a great product. You might be paying a little bit more, but luckily I was able to take advantage of some of the sales that Adams has been having recently, and basically got it for cheaper than what my SoCal Wax Shop guy selling products. So in the end, I don't think I paid any more for this stuff than what you'd pay at a different place. So, but the first thing I got, and this was off a ton of conversations with guys who do detailing, and just guys who are just like, hey, if this is your first time doing it, you're getting into it, you want to check out this product. And that is the Port and Cable 7424 XP. So this is a random or variable speed random orbit polisher. And yes, I read that off the box because that's a lot of words to remember. But basically, this is, I guess, the bread and butter of the polishing industry. Like, this is the go-to product that polishers use across the board. Now, the downside of this product is it has a small finishing head. So it takes you a lot longer to do bigger jobs. Now, I'm not planning on polishing this entire vehicle anytime soon, but I do want to polish small sections to get it done. And so that's why I picked this up versus some of the more expensive products out there that are $200, $300, $400, because I don't mind spending 4 hours polishing an entire vehicle, which again, I'm not doing this whole vehicle, versus doing it an hour and a half, 2 hours with some of the more powerful and bigger products out there. So I picked this bad boy up to take care of the small issues that I'm running into. And I honestly feel like if I'm gonna do the whole car, I'll probably go find someone that just does like resto mods or does really good work. Someone that's highly referred to do my polishing of my vehicle. I would never go down to my local car wash or trust some of these Joe Schmoes that do drive-by car washes. You always want to work with a trusted person that you know does great work. So that's that. But the bigger thing is the system in general. So I have the polisher, and then I'm gonna attempt to follow the Adams guide. And again, I talked with my guy at SoCal Wax Shop, and he kind of backed it up and said, you know, that's a good process to go. So the way, sorry, something fell in my eye. So the way he outlined it, and this is I think a great way to go about it. And depending on how new your car is or how messed up the clear coat is or anything like that, there's a few processes you want to follow before you actually polish your vehicle. Like, you're not just going to wash your car and then go polish it. The best way to do it is wash your car really well. Then you want to clay bar your car. Then you want to wash your car again. You want to make sure not only are you washing the car and getting all the contaminants off your clear coat, industrial fallout, grime, bug guts just embedded into things, but then you want to make sure that you wash that residue from your clay bar off. Now, depending on what kind of clay bar you're using will depend or will depict how much potential residue there is out there. I recommend when you clay bar, you wash your car with soap and water, and then actually use a clay bar solution that has no fillers, no waxes, or anything like that to spray in your car to clay bar to follow up. And then you wash all of that contents off your vehicle. Now, once you do that, you get into the polish phase. So the Adams system has you do a correcting polish, which is the first phase, and then a finishing polish. And then you can even go the step further and basically put what some people call a wet shine on, which is what gives you that look to your vehicle where it looks like you can just put your arm and elbow into the paint because it's just so perfect. Like, it just gives that deep shine. It's awesome. So, but the nice thing with the Adams system is it's color coordinated. So they have the different types of heads for the polisher. So obviously the correcting polish for the orange and the finishing polish for the white. So I'll be using that. But they also do have the microfiber head, and there's a lot of controversy around the microfiber heads. And the reason for that is, you know, the reason why these heads have patterns on them is to keep the polish in the head, so you're not slinging it everywhere or not having polish to actually detail your vehicle. Now, the Italians have probably mastered this the best, and the whole microfiber on the head thing came from Italy. And this is all based on research. I'm not a master at this. I'm just telling you what I've heard from people, what I've read, and from people who have been polishing vehicles for, you know, combined of hundreds of years. So that being said, a lot of guys told me to steer away from this. And and not because it doesn't work, but because of the amount of maintenance that's required to keep this head properly polishing your vehicle. So one of the things Adams recommends is do a small square area and use a tool like this to mat up your microfiber head again. Because as you're applying pressure, light pressure I may say, when you're polishing, the microfiber gets matted. No matter what, it's gonna get matted. You put the polish on there, it's rotating, it's gonna get matted. Once it gets matted and it's picking up grime and dirt and the scratches and stuff from your car, if it continues to stay matted, you basically can introduce scratches and swirl marks into your clear coat. And again, you know, you do a small area, use this tool, get it matted up, it gets it all good again. But from what I understand, if you have like a head this size, you'll use like 20 of these on a car if you want to make sure you do it without messing up the paint. Now, I would love to hear your guys' feedback on what you think about the microfiber heads, but I think I'm going to avoid this head and just skip straight to, you know, the correcting paint finish, which is the orange, and then go to the deep polish, which is the white. So that is how I'm going to approach it. Again, I wanted to create this video to kind of give you an idea of where I'm going in an upcoming content, almost kind of like a series that's coming on. One, not only how to wax and clay your car and just wash your car in general, because I think there's a lot of people that do videos out there, but not all of them get into the nitty-gritty details of how you should follow it and avoid 100% like getting swirl marks and scratches in your car. Now again, I am not a professional at polishing, but I have washed cars. I've been around guys enough. I've learned a thing or two about waxing. I've learned a thing or two about washing, and I'm just gonna share my experience with you. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you guys are looking forward to the upcoming videos around polishing your vehicle with these products, and then also just like my general car washing guide, my general sealant guide on how I seal my paint, which I'm gonna be doing here. This car still has under 1,000 miles on it. I still have not waxed it. I still have not clayed it. I have not done anything to the paint. So this will be all vanilla. I'm gonna start my process this week and record videos. It's gonna take some time to edit and get them all out. But again, I hope you guys will stick by and check them out and continue to provide feedback. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your guys' process. Again, I am not perfect. I'm not gonna try to tell you my way is the only way. There is a lot of people on YouTube that have videos specific to detailing that are masters of the art. Like I have no idea how they do it. So, but I'm gonna do my damnedest to do a very good job, and I'm gonna share my ups, my downs, my failures with you guys, just because I'm just hoping that this can be helpful for you in a way to where you can feel comfortable to take on this task yourself if you so desire. So, as always, guys, thanks for sticking with me in this video. I know it's a long one, but I love the comments. I love the likes and shares and the subscribes. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. And as always, I will see you guys on the road.